So when you think about purpose and, walking in your purpose, like what does that mean to you personally? And how has that definition evolved for you over time?
Yeah, great question. And also call out, by the way, Walking to My Purpose. Thank you, because that's how I found you, that song. And it really points to kind of, when I heard it, I was like, oh, this is exactly what I was thinking. So I appreciate that. But anyway, so when I look at it, it's not something, it drives me nuts whenever you see these reels or you see anything on Instagram that kind of says, hey, if you're doing this, you're doing it wrong. you're doing, it's kind of this almost shaming into, nope, if you're not making $1 million by 30, then you suck. You should be doing it this way. That's not, again, that's pointing, my point is, you can't tell somebody their purpose, but you can say, hey, here's some things to look for. And I do that within this Beyond the Desk is go and ask friends, right? What if friends say you're good at, and you're like, nah, I'm not, and you,
right.
Is there a way to, do you want to get into that? Do you want to get into entertaining? Do you want to get into cooking? Do you want to get into, hey, you're really good at, I have a friend of mine who's very good at planning trips. But he does it for his friends, and he won't. I'm like, do that, and not that you want to take everything that you do well and try to make it into a job.
Right.
But is there a way to adopt it to a point where you're like, I'm going to dabble in this and see if it makes sense. I'm not going to quit and risk my family, because that's an all-in approach. But anyway, I think back to your question, purpose is something that, as you start to, and I can only speak for myself because I can't tell anybody how to find their purpose. I can't tell anybody what their purpose is just by knowing them even. But it's really what's in your heart, and it's really what makes you, and kind of the epiphany I had a year and a half ago was that eye-opening goes, oh, this is a lifelong thing to figure out my purpose. This is awesome. And in a great way, because the journey is the fun part.